I'm Lucy Latta, international event rider for Ireland. So I started off at an early age riding horses back in Wexford, so probably sat on my first pony, or my brother's pony, She's Pretty, when I was 3 or 4. Did kind of the under 10s and progressed pretty casually, as you do when you're a kid. And then I went into 12-2 show jumping, so I had some wonderful ponies and managed to qualify for Dublin a couple of years in a row. So that really was the pinnacle when you're under 12. It's an incredible feat. Paddy came to me at the back end of his 6-year-old year. So Leslie Crampton, who's his wonderful owner and has been an incredible support to me over the last 6 years. Her husband David is actually friends with my dad in college, so that's how the family connection came about, and how she asked me to ride Paddy. So we got him at the end of his 6-year-old year. He'd done a season of pre-novice as a 5-year-old, so he was only at pre-novice level, and just to bring him on and see where he would go, really. He was always a phenomenal cross-country horse, like brave as a lion, but never too bold or wouldn't over jump things, so he always had that. And then we had to work on his dressage and jumping and let him really give him time to develop. He's quite a big horse, naturally a little bit downhill, so it's just taken him a couple of years to kind of get strong enough to be able to cope with the 4- and 5-star level. So I had 2 ponies in the RDS, Bob and Geordie. Qualified for the main arena, and as a kid and in under 12s, it's just kind of the pinnacle of everything you want to achieve. It's a huge arena to be riding in, such a spectacle, and such a privilege to ride there. Then I moved into 13-2s. We kind of decided that I'd take a route and go down and switch to the eventing. So my auntie Mag Power, my mum Yvonne Latta, or Pell Harris as she was when she was eventing, and my granddad and my cousin is a Power. They all evented, so there was a lot of eventing in the family. Show jumping gave me a great grounding, but it was something that I wanted to try, and we managed to find a really great pony called No, who eventually went on to bring me to 3 Europeans. So that's where I kind of got the taste for it, and where I started off in eventing and how I made the switch. Eventing for ponies is great in Ireland, so it's really competitive. You're competing at the 2-star level, which is novice, so you're doing your dressage, cross country and show jumping. There's pony trials for Europeans, and you get a really good kind of grounding and experience, and you learn to compete on teams and to handle that pressure from a really young age. I won 3 underage medals, teams, so 1 of every colour. And then I moved from ponies into juniors. I had a really nice mare, Cleo Farrow. So I did juniors my first year with her. We were part of the team gold medal winning team at Bishop Burton, which also included Cathal Daniels and Susie Berry and Nessa Briotti. So that was a brilliant year. And then I also had a second horse that I went on in my second year of juniors to do some 4-stars when I was 18. So that gave me a good grounding, and then I moved on into young riders after that. I did sports management in UCD, which was a great course, a nice mix of sports and business, while I was doing young riders as well. Actually, while I was doing young riders, a couple of my horses got a couple of injuries, so I wasn't kind of competing as much with my time between the two, so it worked out quite well. So we were competing at 4-star level for probably 1.5 years, 2 years, just really getting to grips with that level. We had a really good result in Blair in the 4-star long, finishing up 4th with a double clear, and that gave us our qualification to head to Badminton. So everything this year has been all eyes focused on Badminton. We travelled over to England. I was training with Caroline Moore over there as well, to get myself prepped. It was my first 5-star and the horse's first 5-star, so it was our debut at Badminton. I'd never competed at that level before, so it's a little bit unknown for both of us. I knew I was sat on a really good cross-country horse, so I was hopeful it would all come off, and the fact that it did was just a dream. Isa Perry, my cousin, is my coach. I've been training with her since I was probably in juniors and ponies. Margaret Power, her mum trained me in ponies, and then I've been with them training since then. And 5 weeks before Badminton, I decided to move up to Meath to get more training with Isip and get everything, cross all our T's and dot all our I's and make sure everything was focused there. And she's been around Badminton 6 times, so I knew she'd have some great advice for me and wouldn't steer me too far wrong. So it was brilliant to come up and get the help from her. I have a lot of horsey people in the family. So my brother is a point-to-point trainer, Andrew Latta, and my granddad, William Pale Harris, he also competed around badminton. He was reserved for the Munich Olympics, so he had great advice for me heading off to badminton as well. And yeah, I was delighted to pull off the second place result with him, knowing he was watching at home. I currently balance my eventing career alongside a full-time career in marketing. So I work for Mark Anthony is the name of the company. I'm a brand manager in innovation for White Claw, which is a really big drinks brand in the US. So I look after all of the US innovation in that market. Yeah, the brand is kind of a household name over there. It's up and coming, I would say, in Ireland and the UK, but it's an exciting brand to work on. I get to work with great people, and unfortunately it's quite flexible in terms of, after COVID, we now work hybrid, so it allows me enough time to get the horses done. Paddy's come out of badminton really well. He's fit and he's healthy. We're prepping again, and we're going to wait and see what the summer holds. Hopefully we'll have some nice events to head to, and we'll see where we go then. Dublin really is the highlight of the summer. I tend to go there on my feet nowadays. Now that I'm eventing, I don't have any show jumpers anymore, so I'm there to watch and to support my friends that are competing there.